jump right into it today. I'm sure you're all aware that school is back in session. So this one is called the Back to School Estate Planning webinar. Those of you that know me know that we had our daughter and son late. We're older parents, and don't get me wrong, I absolutely intend to enjoy the last, say, third of my life. I hope another third still to go. But what I really care about, what my priority is leaving our children better off than we had it. But it's not for me to decide what you care about. And after 35 years of practice, I've found that everyone cares about something, and Rock Solid Law exists to help you make what you care about a reality. Our kids have started the 8th grade. That's the biggest kids in middle school, and the 2nd grade this year. So Ian is right in the middle of elementary, K1, 2, with 3, 4, 5 to go. He's in the 2. And then Avalon is in her last year of middle school and will be going to high school next year, which is pretty freaky for a parent. You know, I've found over the years, one of the things that really motivates parents or people is when they become parents. A lot of us prioritize taking care of our children actually higher than taking care of ourselves. So I see a lot of people for the first time to do their estate planning when they have children, which is a great reason, but it's almost humorous because really a big part of estate planning is taking care of oneself. But the selfless act of wanting to take care of one's children is a great motivator. And so we're going to talk a little bit this morning about what estate planning does for your children. First, welcome. Congratulations for attending. Please know that no question's a bad question. There is a chat bar button about right there. I'm not good at this part. Big finger, about right there. And just feel free to pop a question in there anytime. And I'll either stop and answer it or answer it at the end, depending on where I am in the flow. So really quick, for those of you new to Rock Solid Law, we practice in 3 areas. Obviously, estate planning, which I call the true family law practice, holding families together and keeping the family tree together, including some probate for families that we weren't able to help plan away from it. And practice in real estate, residential, commercial transactions, helping people build that primary building block of the great American dream, home ownership, and then building wealth through other property ownership. And then finally, representing small business owners, entrepreneurs. I love that area of the practice, and helping people grow their business and succeeding over time. So we focus estate planning on YOU, how you wish to be treated as you age now and in the future. And we help you write the ultimate chapters of your heroic life. That's really what estate planning is about. It's not about the documents. It's about the planning. It's about putting into effect how you will be celebrated. It can be about your heirs. That could be children, minor children, adult children. It could be about your legacy. That's really important to a lot of people. But I found, in all these years of practicing law, that most people care about something bigger than ourselves. So again, our chillin', I like to say chillin', thinking of the great John Lee Hooker, Boogie Chillin', motivate us to take care of business. So we're going to talk about taking care of that business a little bit today. The rock solid plan is one that is based on your values. The most important thing for us is to find out what you truly care about and to help you to express those values through your planning. We call that showing your love to those you treasure. So there are reputable law firms that regularly put families through probate. Why? Probate's expensive. Why would anybody choose to do that? You know why. Why is because the lawyers make a lot of money when their clients go through a probate procedure. I've often called the probate process an annuity for lawyers, a retirement plan for lawyers, and I don't like it. I will help my families uh, uh, subvert it, move around it in any way I can. So, with school back in, a lot of times we're thinking about protecting our children, our grandchildren, particularly this year. We've got this COVID variant, which is really a dangerous thing, people. I am not afraid to say that I hope everybody that I know that is still alive and not sick will take it very seriously, and that together we can pull through it. This is a medical, not a political issue. This is not a political statement, but I would like everyone that I know and love and who comes within my spheres of influence to survive this thing and to move on to happy, healthy lives. So, what you can do in estate planning to protect your children is to designate the person or persons who will take care of them physically and financially if you are somehow suddenly unable to do so. I like to relate a story from a colleague of mine. This is a true story as related to me from an attorney that I have had the opportunity to work with. She practices in another state, so it's incredibly unlikely that anyone on this webinar would know her. The story is about her own mother. And sadly, her mother's lived a long life, but a very small life, a very sheltered life. And the reason is this: one night, my friend's mother's mother, who was raising two daughters as a single mom, which was more unusual back in those days, went out to some event. I don't know the details of that, leaving the children with a trusted nanny, right? And unfortunately, the mom never came home. She was killed that night. Don't know the details of that. Don't know what happened, but the point for our story is that those two little girls, and they were both small girls, suddenly had no parent. And so after the police did the necessary, they came to the house, and there was a nanny who had no legal rights to care for those children, although she was the only person they knew who they would have trusted to take care of them. She was dismissed. The dog was taken to the ASPCA. Don't know what happened to the dog, but I doubt it was good. And the children became wards of the state, which meant because they were different ages, they were each sent to different homes to be taken care of. And as a result of this, my colleague's mother has spent the balance of her life in fear that something like this would happen to her again, in fear that someone will come and take her away and take her from everyone she knows and those she loves. Which, sadly, if that mom had done the tiniest bit of planning, the very first thing we would accomplish with new parents is to make sure that the children are taken care of after the parents are unable to do so. So the happy, to the extent there is a happy part of the story, is that the two girls were reunited and a distant relative raised them. And so they did get to grow up with each other, but the psychological impact on my friend's mother really was a lifetime, has been a lifetime event. And, you don't want to do that to your kids. You just plain don't want that to happen in your family. So there is reason number one why most people finally get around to doing their estate planning. And it's a very simple process to make sure that never happens in your family tree. So I mentioned before, there are a lot of lawyers that leave their clients going through probate. And in America, that's about 80% of people, which means that 80% of people either have no will, an inadequate will, an outdated will, and only a will. And they are going to go through probate and experience a severe shrinkage of the gift that you intended to give them, um, as much as 60%. So if you intended to leave your child $1, they may only get 40 cents out of that dollar at the end of the day. So $40 out of 100, 400 out of 1,000. You get where I'm going. Don't let that happen. So an example is an estate that involved a single major asset, a large piece of property. And that property went through probate. Should have been a fairly simple proceeding. I don't really know if it was or not. But in the end result, the quote unquote discounted fee, because it was based on the value of that land, was $105,000. Okay. $105,000. I mean, you can have an estate plan with all the bells and whistles imaginable for under 20, right? And yes, wealthy people do spend more than that. And the reason is wealthy people are caring for multiple generations of their family. And in my opinion, that should not be only for the wealthy. Every family that I come into contact, nearly every family, needs this kind of planning. So it's also about deciding whether you're going to pay only mandatory taxes. There are taxes we all do have to pay, the death of taxes, right? But there are a lot of voluntary taxes that people pay. And a rock solid motto is pay only the ones you're required to pay, and let us help you plan around any that you don't have to pay. We try to help you maximize your prosperity during your life and how you share your life's abundance with those you treasure. So how you want, when you want, at the least expense possible. Pardon me. So our planning together will be about the future of your children who are back in school. And it will be about keeping all or as much as possible of what you've learned for who or what you want. The what can be a charity. The what can be just about anything. There are a huge range of possibilities. For those of you that have done nothing, your first problem is that nothing's been done to alleviate all the excessive costs of probate. Effectively, in our country, there are two tax codes, one for the informed and one for the uninformed. Wouldn't it be important to become informed? Would it be important to you to make your retirement income tax-free? There are estate taxes, capital gains taxes, probate. All of these are voluntary taxes. And usually the shrinkage is between 30 and 60%, as I mentioned, and it happens 80% of the time. Now, if you're going to leave something to your kids, another thing you might want to consider is asset protection. You want whatever you're able to leave to them to be free of lawsuits, liens, judgments, and I like to joke, your future son-in-law. We want to protect your children from a bad decision that wrecks whatever you have left to them. Why is it important? Statistics show that families go from rags to riches and back to rags in 3 or maybe 4 generations, typically, unless families properly plan for the future. Heard that before? It's kind of motivating, isn't it? Listen, you've got to fight for your family. Nobody else is going to do it. Here's the question. Would it be important to you to preserve what you've earned, to pass to whomever you choose? Perhaps to those students that are going back to school. We have an array of tools, devices, and methodologies to accomplish this. Would it be important for you to have the peace of mind to have made legal who you would like to take care of your children if you're not able to do so? These are serious and solvable legal situations. We have some choices. Hey, in making important life choices, it's important to take advice from people with, it's important not to take advice from people with something to sell. We have an objective opportunity analysis that will review your total picture and let you know what things are appropriate for you and your family. And We want to help every family we can reach to do the proper planning to secure the future of their family tree. Listen, this is a big time commitment for you to have been on this webinar this morning. I'd like to make the announcement that we are going to go to a cadence of every other week henceforward, unless there is demand that we commence weekly again. I do enjoy these teaching sessions, but the every week cadence is a bit too much for me. And thankfully, Rock Solid Law has a lot of work that I need to help get done. So you made a commitment to be here. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you spending these minutes with me. What you value is up to you. I can't make you care about anything, but I suspect you do care about something. Yourself, someone else, a charity. And if you do care about something and you would like to make sure that your values are committed to writing, I can help. So I would hope that you would email us at questions@rocksolidlaw to schedule a time for us to talk about your planning, about taking care of those children who have gone back to school. And I hope that'll be the most valuable hour you're going to spend all year. We'll fully inform you about all of your opportunities at no charge. Just mention this webinar. And then you can decide whether you'd like to take those ideas somewhere else or if you would like to work with us. We're also figuring out if we'd like to work with you. And in the probable situation that we would like to work with each other, we will review your options and let you know a single flat cost of accomplishing those goals. All right, so if you do that by the end of tomorrow, Friday, August 20th, 2021, 5:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will do a guardianship designation for your minor children as an add-on at no extra charge. That's a separate document from where you will declare that within your will and or trust. And then if you have young adult children, it's also a good idea to get a healthcare surrogate or power of attorney for them. So if you don't have minors and do have an adult, we'll substitute that in for you. Anyway, school's in. Please send your kids to school with masks. Please wear masks when you walk them up to school, or certainly if you should go inside the school. Be careful out there. We want you to be well, be healthy, and live a long and prosperous life. So I wish you the best. I appreciate you spending this time with us. I am John Miller, founding attorney with Rock Solid Law, and I will leave you with the Commodores.